I'm Jeff Hullinger. One of the big stories of the day. Hang on one second. Could we get these refilled? Thank you. The Supreme Court has cleared the way for legalized sports gambling. Joining me right now is Mark Zinno, who is the host of A to Z on the Sports X 106.3 FM. I always believe that sports betting and sports gambling is like prohibition in the 1920s. Americans love to gamble, and if it's illegal, as dictated by the federal government, they don't care.
Now that it's legal, what it does is it gives sports and it gives sports leagues an opportunity to make money off it. There's not a state in the union, Jeff, that has legalized gambling now that doesn't turn a profit and that's better for their state.
You know what's troubling to me in all of this is college players who are going to be in the middle of all of this in terms of these bets, they don't get anything out of it. And I think that sets the table for potential graft and corruption.
Well, in all fairness, I don't get anything out of it now. The actual individual athletes don't benefit anything from it. But what does is the league does it. And if the league has more money, they can pay their players more money. They have more benefits and everything else. And for the average Joe, the average citizen, I think it just makes sports more exciting.
Do you think we're going to see, like in strip shopping centers, a place where you can go in and place a book?
Yeah, I think you'll see it at actual events and arenas. I think you'll see kiosks. I think you'll see phone apps and ways to bet live sports as they go on. I think that's all part of the experience. And the more people you can engage in this, the better off it is because there's more money being flowed through.
See, but I'm troubled by this in the sense of the pro leagues. Yeah, Matt Ryan makes $30 million a year, but officials, referees, they're not making any money at all. They would be open to suggestions of point shaving, potentially.
No, sure, and I think that's a legitimate concern, but I would also tell you that those people are the ones that sports league need to focus on nowadays. It's not necessarily outside people. Look, there aren't any gangsters running around trying to fix a game anymore. It's just not feasible.
But there might be.
With the money these athletes make, though, it's just not feasible anymore that it's going to happen.
But not everybody's making that kind of money.
Yeah, but those guys don't have an impact on the roster. Like, if you're going to fix a football game, you need to get to the quarterback. The quarterback makes $20 million a year, at least on the low side. So unless you're coming up with $40 million to bribe him, it's not worth his time.
I think wherever there is gambling, wherever there is betting, wherever there is money, there's somebody there to take their cut.
And sure there is, and that's part of this whole thing that's great is that everybody gets a cut. The sports leagues get a cut. The state gets a cut. You know, the individual teams can get a cut. And even players down the road can get a cut. I think when you talk about the NCAA, this may be a great way for the NCAA to have a way to have extra money coming in to start to pay players.
Your drink is okay? Any problems here at the 11 Alive bar?
I'd take a refill. I mean, since we're talking about vices, let's get one going.
The only thing here missing is some Sinatra, right?
Right.
All right, Vinny, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Last call coming up, right?